Today, we're going to go back and test the RTX 3060 Ti and see how the card keeps up in 2023. For this video, I'm going to be mainly focusing on 1080p. So for our first game, it will be The Last of Us Part 1 at 1080p at a mix of high and ultra settings. And here we are in the settings. Going down, there's a lot of options here. Too many, to be honest. Alright, let's jump into this so we can get. Alright, so far we're sitting in the mid to low 80s and up into the high 90s. GPU's fully maxed out, Vram sitting at 7 gigs, and CPU at 40%.
There we go.
Looking to the left, FPS falls down obviously, into the low 60s. Still fine for a game like this. I think 50 to 60 FPS in a single player title is fine. The aiming should feel mostly fine as well. But if you want more FPS, then obviously play either at the medium settings or just use DLSS to get that extra performance going. Alright, if you guys seen my other videos with the RTX 2070, for example, as we go up the stairs, the game will use up a lot of VRAM and will actually freeze if you run out. But right here, we're chilling. There's no stuttering, there's no lagging. Very smooth experience all around, which is fantastic. The game looks gorgeous as well. Again, you're playing at a mix of high and ultra, which is awesome. Now, the game's been patched quite a bit at this point, so it's far more stable than before. But at this point, it's a great experience on this card. But playing at 440p obviously is not going to be as easy as this. I think playing at a mix of medium and high at most with DLSS at balanced is the way to go. Playing without DLSS will cause us to fall into the 40s, and VRAM might be an issue as well if you push it up too high. See that donkey? Ow. Hey, what do you think you guys are doing? 9 bullets? Okay, there we go. My aim is rusty in this game, man. Kinda rusty a little bit. Alright, let's keep going though. I'll play for a bit longer, then we can move on to our next game. This card was a beautiful card. Like 2 years ago, I think. It handled 440p with ease, and 1080p obviously was very easy as well. At this point, it's mainly a 1080p card. It can handle 440p gaming obviously, but you will have to turn the settings down a little bit to have a good experience going. But yeah, still a fantastic card in my opinion. Wouldn't buy it brand new, but used, you can normally find a good deal on them. So it's definitely worth a pickup still. Let's get inside. What's my health looking like? Pretty bad, but that's alright. Ellie, get out of the way. I hear you. He survived that? I'm gonna die here. Hey, put your hands up. Look, I'll knock you out real quick. Just like that. Do not mess with Joel. So yeah, at 1080p, lowest FPS was around 61, or maybe 60 even, and max FPS is almost 100. This game is very CPU intensive as well, so if your FPS is lower than this, it might be due to your CPU. Alright. Let's move on to our next game and see what we can do. Second game will be Hogwarts Legacy. Going to the settings, the graphics, playing the game at 1080p with the ultra settings and no RT. This game was yet another game that was very RAM intensive and also CPU intensive as well, but it's been a while at this point. It's been a bunch of updates. Let's see how this card does. But at the ultra settings, we're using up 6 gigs of VRAM so far. It is slowly climbing up, but we'll see as we go. Let's call in the broom, and I think we're in the forest already, so let's get out of the forest and fly to Hogsmeade. Show you guys how the game runs over there and how it looks as well. But as you guys can see, VRAM is now sitting at 6.8 gigs almost. We had one stutter there so far, but overall it's very smooth and FPS is above 60. You can use DLSS, but I think ideally just lower the settings to like high instead of ultra. It's really up to you, but that's what I would do personally. I think Hogsmeade is up here. Yeah, it is. There we go. I still know it. VRAM is still going up to 7.3 gigs almost now. Let's get off the broom. I think it's B. Yeah, it is. There we go. And let's walk into... Oh. Major stutter. They're trying to load in. FPS is now sitting in the 80s. And GPU sitting at 90%. So the CPU is holding us back here. Again, very CPU intensive game. But 60 FPS should be fine for the most part on the GPU. So as you saw, we had 2 stutters so far. We had one on the broom and one while I was entering into Hogsmeade. But other than that, it's a very smooth game. And yeah, you can play the game at the ultra settings, but I think ideally playing at the high settings is the way to go. The game will look fantastic still, and you will have a lot more headroom for your VRAM and overall FPS. I'm going to go ahead and fly back into the Forbidden Forest one more time, and we'll get into a fight as well while we are at it. This game looks gorgeous though. Even at 1080p, the game looks absolutely gorgeous. Fantastic game overall. Need a sequel, dude. We need a sequel of this game ASAP. But I know it will take years before it comes out. Alright, do we have any enemies here? I'll take any at this point. Whoa, what did that sound? There we go, spiders. This will do, right? Alright, let's get the spells ready. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, that is so satisfying. It never gets old for me. As soon as I learned it, I was spamming it left and right, dude. I don't care. One started there so far during the fight. Oh, I thought we were pals. What are you doing? Yes. That's what you get. Later, Mr. Spider. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That scared me. What is happening? Okay, chill. Chill, chill, chill. Another big spider spawned. I'm not about that, though. I'm out of here. So again, that's Hogwarts Legacy. You do get a couple stutters at the ultra settings, but overall, great experience. But again, ideally, just play the game in the high settings. And don't use RT. You enable RT, and your performance will go downhill real quick. We have a lot of stuttering, a lot of freezes. The game will become way more VRAM intensive as well. It's just not worth it. Alright, let's move on to our third game, which will be Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077. We're playing the game at the ultra settings and no RT. There we go. No DLSS as well, of course. And let's jump into it. Right into the game. Sitting in the low 60s. Again, it's a fine experience at 60 FPS. You will have some dips into the low to mid 50s in those heavier scenes, but overall for a game like this, it's perfectly playable. If you want to get more performance, then you have the option of playing either at the high settings or enabling DLSS as well. But for 1080p in this game, I would avoid using DLSS unless you go with the quality preset. But I think the smart thing to do is just lower the settings. The game will look much sharper. The overall quality of the game should be very similar as well. But if you're okay with this performance, which most of you should be, then you can play the game at the ultra settings and have a great time playing it. The game looks fantastic. Again, sitting in the 50s, up into the low 60s. Oh my god. Well, you know what? That wasn't me. He wasn't paying attention and he paid for it. So that's his fault, not mine, I swear. Now, the FPS can actually fall below 60 and even 50 into the 40s in one area, which I'll show you in a second. But overall, it's a fun experience. And here we are in the pickup. Bunch of enemies here. If I shoot them up close, sparks will fly out and the FPS will fall down quite rapidly. So here we go. Ready? Sitting in the 60s now. I start shooting. And we fall down into the high to mid 40s. There you go. It's not going to happen too often. You're just going to sit back and shoot from here. And your FPS will be sitting in the mid 50s instead of the 40s. So it's not a huge deal, to be honest. The game's still very playable. It's not stuttering at all. And it's a great time all around. The game will be getting a DLC soon though, an expansion, which will make the game a lot more intensive apparently. So I'm not sure how the game will run then. But if you're watching this after it's already out, then obviously play the game at a lower preset. Alright, let's move on to our next game, which will be Warzone 2. Fourth game will be Warzone 2. And we're playing the game at 1080p at a mix of low, medium, and high. Alright, here we are in the settings. There we go. I've done a recent video on this card and this game as well. So if you're interested in the full video of 440p and 4K, as well as 1080p obviously, you can go check that out. Alright, right into the game. Sitting in the 140s in the sky. Should go higher than this once we land. But again, with these settings, the game is very CPU dependent. I think with this CPU, I can go up to 170/160. It's not great, I guess, at this point, but it used to be a lot better in the first season of the game. Now, MW2 and Warzone 2 are both very VRAM intensive. At the extreme settings, will use up 17 to 20 gigs of VRAM, which is insane. So with this card, you don't want to go above the high preset. You can play at ultra, obviously, but not really ideal. You're losing a lot of performance for a bit of visual gain, which I think personally is not worth it at all. With these settings, the game looks fantastic still, and performance is also great as well. I got you, buddy, don't worry. There's a guy above me, look at him. Look at him run. Wow, this gun is so weak now. What was that about? Oh, he's dead too. Okay, there's someone in here. Ready? Yeah, buddy, what are you doing? Why are you hiding, huh? Why are you hiding? Get out of here. This is my territory. As you guys can see, amazing performance. I think I had 1 or 2 stutters here and there, but overall, it's fantastic. It's very smooth. I can aim just fine. As I say that, man, I just start missing. Bad timing on that, but it's not the game's fault. It's my fault. Oh, I'm dead. There we go. That's Warzone 2. With these settings, I'm sitting at 130 FPS up to like 150, 160. Again, weaker CPU means lower FPS, so keep that in mind. Yeah, 3 kills, let's go. I'm farming out here, dude. Alright, I'll do one more life. This is just too fun. Yeah, triple kill. Oh, shield using rat. What do you think you're doing? Put the shield down. 7 kills, guys. 7 kills in like 5 minutes or something. Whoa! Bad aim, bad aim, bad aim. His friend's coming up, dude. His friend is on his way up. What did I say? I'm gonna bash him. Hey. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Get out of here. What a mess. Okay, you're done. Look at him. Kill one of them. I'm dead though. He's gonna come kill me. Yeah, I couldn't. Alright, that's Warzone 2. Could be better, but it's the game's fault for being unoptimized. Alright, for our 5th game, let's go up to MW2. We're already here, might as well try it out. Alright, MW2. We left Warzone, now we're in the multiplayer section. Sitting at 170 FPS. Yeah, double kill. I can see your laser. I couldn't get the 3rd guy, I was so close. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm sitting at 5 gigs almost. We have plenty of headroom there. And performance is at 170 up to 180. Shouldn't have any stutters, shouldn't have any lag spikes. Should be a great experience all around. I'm dead, he's head glitching it. Never mind. I'm not dead. It's great, to be honest. I can't complain. It looks great, runs great. Wish Warzone was as good as this, but obviously there's more players playing, it's a bigger map. It'll be far more intensive. Oh, is it? Wait, what? Huh? There we go. We got the Harrier, boys. VTOL jet inbound. We need 340 points for the Blackbird. Or the... What's it called? The Advanced UAV. That's one. I see your laser, buddy. Are you here? Or are you behind me? Oh, yeah, he's here. Hold that. I stuck him. Boom. This is a fun game for sure, but at this point, I wouldn't really pick it up. We have, I think October is when the beta starts, and November is when it comes out. So only a few months away. So not really worth picking this up at this point. You are so bad for letting me kill you there. And for our next game, we're playing GTA 5 at the very high settings. Okay, the game is lagging in the menus like always. Classic Rockstar. But here we are in the settings. There we go. And for advanced graphics, there's nothing enabled. I think the engine limit in this game is 190, but I think it might be near the 180s as well. I don't know. I'm not sure on that yet, but if you go past the engine limit, the game will start to stutter and lag quite heavily. Ideally play with a capped FPS of like 160 or like 170. Once you go past 180, that's when the game's going to stutter like crazy. So not worth it. So just keep it a bit lower. Getting very close to the limit. There we go. See? That's when the stutters come in. Once your FPS goes too high. So yeah, if you cap your FPS right now, you won't have any stuttering issues. The game will be very smooth all around. I'm going to spend a bit of time in the campaign mode and then move on to online as well. But normally in online mode, the game will be far more CPU intensive, so your FPS will be a lot lower the more you get in the campaign mode. Guys, get out of the way. Get out of my way, guys. Going up, fall down into the 130s even. 130s to the 140s. Let's go and play online now and see what we can get. Alright, GTA Online. Hopefully we don't get hacked, but I was hearing explosions on the way down, so... kind of worried right now. Sitting in the 140s and 150s indoors. What car am I missing? Alright, let's go outside. But I'm guessing 130 FPS. There you go, 130 FPS. That was actually pretty good. 120 FPS. Falling down quite a bit now. Again, going online will be CPU dependent. There's a guy in a jet. Charlie, who even are you? Stop calling me. There's a guy in a jet to our left. GTA Griefers, man. But yeah, like I was saying, this game will become very CPU dependent in the online mode. So normally, it's far lower than what you get in the campaign mode. And like before, I'm sitting below 180 FPS, and there's no stutters anymore. It's completely smooth, no lagging, there's no freezes, no stutters. Going up to the grass, GPU's fully maxed out now, and FPS goes up into the 160s. Wow, one stutter there. There we go. That's GTA 5. Overall, a great experience. Just make sure your FPS doesn't go too high, because with this GPU, it definitely can. Alright, next game, let's go. And for our next game, we're playing The Witcher 3 at the Ultra Plus settings. Using DLSS as well. And here we go in the settings. There we go. Let's call in Roach. Where's he at? There you are. Trusty old horse. Let's go. Sitting in the low 70s up into the low 80s. We are playing at the Ultra Plus settings, so it's quite intensive still. But again, In the X11, the FPS is as good as this or even better without DLSS. And our next game will be Fortnite, and we're playing the game at a mix of epic, high, and medium. Using DLSS, set the quality preset, and Lumen set to high as well. There we go. Have not played Fortnite in a long time. Can't see my health bar, I can't even see my shields. Might be a glitch, or it might be just a setting thing. But so far we're sitting in the 100s up to the 120s. Not too bad. GPU's fully maxed out, VRAM setting at 5.3 gigs, CPU at 40% up to 50%. The game looks gorgeous, but FPS is kind of low for a game like this, sitting in the 90s up to the 120s. For me personally, I would go with a lower preset to get more performance. So it's really up to you. If you like the graphics, then go with the higher preset. But if you want more FPS, then obviously lower it. Is there a guy in there? What is that? What? Oh, it's a bot. It's for sure a bot. This guy's still going, man. There we go. Loveless? Definitely a bot. Hello there. I think it's behind the truck. Or whatever this thing is. Hey, you, show yourself. Hey, why are you running? Just like that. Ooh, purple SMG. Give me that. Thank you very much. And he had a crown as well? No, you did not have a crown. It's my first game on. You can't be losing to me. Give me this. My crown now. The game was stuttering at the start, but now it's definitely gone away. And to be honest, at 80 FPS and above, the game feels very responsive all around. Hello there. Show yourself. That was a bit stuttery, but it's fine. I killed them still. Right, I'm looking for an enemy to kill. I'm gonna go this way. We got 3/4 of the tank left. Alright, I think that's enough of Fortnite. Again, sitting in the 80s up into the 90s. Easiest scene sitting in the 120s. And our next game will be Spider-Man Remastered. And we're playing the game at 1080p at the very high settings. Alright, going to graphics. Not using RT. And here we are with the rest of the settings. There we go. So far though, we're setting the 120s. VRAM's going up to 7.5 gigs. It's getting close to its limit, guys. So enabling RT at the max settings is not the move. The game looks gorgeous overall, and performance doing fantastic. We're sitting in the 90s up into the 120s. I've forgotten the controls completely. I don't know how you dodge on keyboard and mouse. Okay, it's control. I got it. There we go. Just like that. Boom, baby. Oh. Stop shooting at me, donkey. Okay. You know what? You win. No, no, no. Stop, stop, stop it. I can't see where I'm going, guys. Okay, nice camera angle there. This guy's down. And you're next. Just like that. Spider-Man runs fine. Again, sitting in the 80s, up into the 120s. The game looks fantastic. There's no stuttering. There's no lagging. VRAM sitting at 7 gigs. It's a bit close, but the game plays fine. Alright, our next game will be Elden Ring. I've been playing the game at the max settings with RT set to high as well. This game by default has an FPS cap of 60, but you can go ahead and uncap it if you really want to, but you just can't play online or use any of the features that require you to go online. So personally, I don't think it's really worth doing it. But regardless, we're sitting in the mid 40s with RT. That is quite incredible. This game is so intensive still. It looks gorgeous though. Ideally, I would disable RT, but I'm showing it to you guys here since the game has a 60 FPS cap. Now, disabling RT will allow us to play the game at 60 FPS, but GPU is now sitting in the high 80s instead of being maxed out, obviously. Next game will be Forza Horizon 5. And we're playing the game at 1080p. No DLSS, of course, and at the ultra settings. There we go there. Let's get going. I can't choose my own car. I'm forced into this, I guess, mission, but let's drive anyway. This game is quite optimized. Runs on anything at this point, and at the ultra settings we're sitting at 120 FPS. I think on release it was sitting at 80 FPS, but it's definitely gotten a lot better since then. You have headroom to go above the ultra settings into the extreme settings, but to be honest, you won't get too much extra graphics out of it. So the sweet spot for this game is ultra. Looks gorgeous and runs really nicely as well. Alright, before we move on to our next game, I want to go to the main city here and drive through the tunnel. Should give us a good FPS dip. And we'll see how we do that. But sitting at 120 FPS on average, we're going to probably fall down into the 80s. So I'm not too worried about it. Just want to show you guys how it runs. Alright, here we go. Ready, guys? Comes the tunnel. 90 FPS, 100 FPS. And 80 FPS. There you go. I called 80 FPS and we hit 82 FPS. I was so close. So yeah, Forza Horizon 5 runs beautifully on this card. And yeah, let's move on to our last game. And for our next game, we're playing Red Dead 2 at the ultra settings. We go here. And using DLSS, add the quality preset as well. Red Dead 2 ultra settings with DLSS. We're getting 70 FPS. This game is so intensive, guys. Again, with these games, you don't really have to play at the ultra settings to have a good looking game. You know, playing at the high settings is the most ideal. But the single player game, so 60 FPS is plenty. The game looks gorgeous still. Great time all around. How do I call the horse? I think he's in the town. There he is. He's coming to me. Buddy. Do some horse. Oh, train. Let's catch this train. Where's the train going? Train's right here. Hold on, can I jump on? No. Well, you know what? That worked. That did work quite well. Horse is in trouble. And these guys hate me probably right now, but... Warning for what? Warning for what? Apologize. What you guys got? Peek me. Show yourself. Just like that. Oh, the train stopped. That is not good. So yeah, we're sitting in the 60s. And again, in those heavier scenes, your FPS will fall down below 60 probably. So ideally, play at the high settings. But I'm showing you guys ultra because that's what people like. Alright, I think that's about it. This GPU is quite fantastic still, even in 2023. Wouldn't buy it brand new with the current prices, but if you find it used, it's still a great GPU for you to pick up. And far better than the 4060 and the 4060 Ti. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time for the next video. See you guys there.